Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Welcome to your work, career, vocation read, a timeless work, career, vocation read. I'm your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. Professional witch, professional intuitive, president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. Author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch, available on Kindle. Link in the description box. It is my legacy until I write the next one. If I do, we'll see. And if you want to see me write my next book, absolutely come play on Patreon, patreon.com/drawing the circle, adding some new tiers at TIERS. They're humans, heroes, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, and soon we will have angels on there. So click the link, check it out. I think you'll be pleased. That being said, this is a general read, right? Work, career, vocation, a 3-level of power general read. There is a link in the description box to a video by Myss, that's MYSS, and she's a PhD, talking about the 3 levels of power, 3 archetypal lenses through which you can look at many different areas of your life. In this case, life purpose, broken down into work, career, and vocation. I'll explain it as I go. But as I said, it is a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs, and at the end of these, I post all of the titles with the archetype cards, Myss archetype cards. So if you do see replications, right, I've noticed the Exorcist has come up a bunch of times so far, you might want to check that out, because each reading usually has one of the 3 levels of power as leverage. In other words, bring that one into alignment, it's going to help the other 2, right? So your sun sign might be really finding its leverage in its work, your moon sign, your vocation. Your Venus sign could be your career, right? And bringing those all into alignment is making for a more fulfilled life. I've done that. I am a mystic, is my calling, my vocation, an artist, a healer, a teacher in my career, and a corporate president, an administrator in my work. And I get paid for my career, right? But if I don't have that, oh, hello, Milky, or if I don't have that vocation working, right, my mystic is perfume, eau de toilette, cologne, perfume. For me, the mysticism is everything, that intimate connection with the divine that fuels everything else. So I've got Melchior, my youngest little Taurus kitten here, really wanting my attention. You can hang out, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Whatever. So let's get up in this gig. Both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath, if you will, and I will get you the clarity, guidance, and grace that I can. And on a rather important side note, the more you fulfill what you came here to do, fulfill your life purpose, the more you're helping everybody else do the same. So we won't need so much injustice and war and poverty and disease on the planet. Yeah. How's that for an Aquarian? You do you. Help everybody else. You're freaks. I love you. So let's do this. Enough explanation. Let's do some divination. Breathe. Still point. And here we go. As I call upon the... Oh, here's the garbage truck. One moment, please. Autobot self-flagellation every single time. I'm glad it happened before the cards hit the table, literally. Picks up the dumpster, pounds itself on the head with it, and then goes away. I'm like, okay, hope you had fun with that. Ready one more time, sorry. Sorry, not sorry. They're not on a schedule. They come when they come. Breathe. Still point. We're going to call that divine timing, as I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine. For the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, please, I need the 8th chakra archetypes for the work, career, vocation for the Aquarian collective. Watching this video, receiving this reading to help them align their work, career, and vocation in this timeless read. So we're going to put down their work. What's hovering over their head? The 8th chakra affecting their literal level of power, the physical world. Lower 3 chakra dominant, survival intuition, right? How they survive in the world. What's the soul lesson going on there? We're doing that face down. They're already in the title, but I lay them down in the opposite order that I read them. Please, pantheons of the divine, for the Aquarian in their career. Their creative intuition, second level of power, personal level. Heart, their third eye crown, dominant. What they yearn for, what they burn for, what they hunger, what they thirst for. Their creativity behind their eyes. What's the 8th chakra? I feel you. I feel you. Come on. I feel you. I know it's the second one, but you won't. Come to my hand. There you go. There you go. Hovering over their head, changing the electromagnetic dynamics of every chakra underneath it, and in their vocation, their spiritual calling, 8th chakra dominant, their visionary intuition, their calling, right? The perfume of all of this, their mystical spiritual power. For the Aquarians, 8th chakra dynamic, we got them on the table. Let's see how brave you are. Okay. Okay. Well, you've got the Fool, which is a masculine family archetype in work. You've got the Priest, Priestess in your career, a divine family archetype, and the Companion in your vocation, a healing family archetype. So though we laid them down, the Fool, Priest, Companion, in terms of 8th chakra down, you're the Companion, Priest, Priestess, Fool, and Fool does not mean idiot. Let's go there. We're going to talk about the Companion. We're going to really work this down from the 8th chakra all the way down into physical form in these reads. The shadow and the light. The shadow is the challenge, stuff you don't want to deal with, or if you are dealing with it, you don't want anybody to know about it. In the shadow, the light is what you are shooting for, the alchemy from lead to gold, pain to peace, toxic to healthy. You get it. So, the shadow attribute for the Companion, betrayal by misusing confidences and a loss of personal identity, right? It is very much the sidekick vibe, right? Not so much Dick Grayson, but Jason Todd, right? That misusing confidences, I know. Well, just for the job you want, right? You know, I speak apparently superhero language rather fluently, but what you're shooting for here is loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness. Now, in terms of a vocation, a spiritual calling, an inspiration to kind of guide you through whatever you're going through right now, know that you are being called to service, probably to one other person, or you have a close friend, good buddy, working partner, something there, but you are companioning each other and you're helping each other heal, or you're teaching each other how to heal yourselves. There's a difference between a soulmate and a twin flame soul contract. So check on your dependency with other people, right? With other one-on-one relationships here in terms of your spiritual power. Being a sidekick to a spiritual teacher or leader can get toxic PDQ. So, you know, how are you a companion on the path? The Priest, Priestess. Here we are looking at a very powerful dynamic that we know the shadow of only too well. Violates the trust of the spiritual community. I've seen it happen. It's a nightmare. Seduced by your own spiritual role. High priest, high priestess fever, man. I've seen it. You have to go through it at some point. But I really gave myself only a moon cycle of that, right? I'm here to serve, right? And what is a priest or a priestess but a vessel through which the divine works? The shadow attribute we looked at. The light attribute facilitates spiritual commitment, serves as a channel for spiritual energy. It's very Aquarian, but what concerns me is here in your vocation, your spiritual mystical power here with the Companion, if there's something really toxic there or something just unhealthy, then how that comes down through the Priest, Priestess is certainly going to be affected. Let's look at your work. Your work in the world is as the Fool. Now, the Fool in terms of the royal court. The Fool, even if you like, in terms of the major arcana card, the 0 card, right? Leap of faith. Well, this defines it a little bit differently. The shadow attribute, using humor to wound rather than liberate. I have a nice touch of that. That's how I was raised. I was raised by the savagely sarcastic and dark-humored, right? So I can do that. But denial of your emotional truth, air sign, call it what it is. You guys can try and think yourself out of any emotion, but essentially you have to be honest with yourself for it. So a denial of your emotional truth into fearlessly revealing emotions, helping people laugh at the absurdity, absurdity and hypocrisy. This is what I do, man. Like, think Bill Burr, right? Lenny Bruce, right? George Carlin. I'm giving you men, but come on, Chelsea Handler, calm now. Kathy Griffin, these are my Margaret Cho. This is my pantheon of comedy, and the fool doesn't get his head chopped off by speaking the truth to the king. The only one who can get away with it, maybe the queen, although off with their heads on that side too. So a companion, priest, priestess, fool. This can absolutely bring you a lot of freedom and fulfillment if you're playing it right, if you're doing the work. Yeah. All right. So that's the most we talk about any of these cards in this 13 card spread. Come on, come sit, Melky. Are you bored? Are you a bored Taurus black witch cat? Yeah, you are. Come on up. Come snuggle up, puppy. I confuse them. I'm a puppy. Yeah, sure. Daughters of the Moon Tarot will give us the next 4 chakras down. Spiritual power in the crown, mental power in the third eye, choices, decisions, willpower in the third chakra. Now he's here. This side, he just got bored. He wants to be seen today. The emotional power of the heart, the internal world, the feminine dynamic, your goddess energy, whatever you want to call it, the world behind your eyes. Let's see what hits the table. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Here we go. As I call upon my goddesses of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East. 3 cards in clarity, Daughters of the Moon Tarot, straight up, one at a time. We'll call them out as we go. For the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, they've got the Fool in their work, right? If they can, like, make people laugh as they go, being really emotionally clear about how they're feeling, right? Fearlessly revealing their emotions and laughing at the absurdity and the hypocrisy of the illusion of separation in this world. What do you got for them? The Empress Mawu. So essentially the divine feminine energy, heart, third eye crown in your work is the divine feminine card. All of the queens of the tarot amalgamated. In this case, they do a different maiden mother card. But you get the idea. All the fixed signs, and you are a fixed air sign, the Queen of Swords, if we're going to do it zodiacally, cardinal, fixed, mutable in the 4 elements. So there is perhaps a good deal of unconditional love. There is perhaps a bit of that really grounded, loving, fertile, creative power in you that you might be fearlessly willing to put into the world, right? To take that leap of faith. With the priest, priestess in their career, though, this is the heart, third eye crown, chakra dominant lane here. Their creative intuition, please. Priest, priestess on the inner, with the Empress really on the inner, with right underneath that first level of power, please, for the Aquarians. What's going on there? Excellent. 3 of Cups. So even though there is a companionship thing going on here in the 8th chakra, here in the creativity, right, in your personal internal world, you do have an emotional bond. Friendships, make new friends, keep the old. One is silver, the other gold. Though I was not a Girl Scout in this life, I heard the song, right? So there is something here about an emotional foundation. The key word written on it is bonding, but we know the 3 of Cups. It is a card of celebration. It is not your cups overflowing, but a sharing of that. So I would say sharing the energy, the spiritual energy that you are channeling in some way, shape, or form is definitely on the table here, with perhaps maybe even a maternal internal drive going on there. This is the mother of the maiden mother crone in the major arcana for Daughters of the Moon. I like this. I don't feel like you're having a horrible time here. But you are also probably making new connections in your life, facilitating some kind of spiritual something or other. Yeah. All right. My goddesses, the companion in their 8th chakra, right, of the 8th chakra dominant vocation. This is the one that caused me a little concern here. Though it is a healing family archetype, the companion can be really tricky. Perhaps if the Aquarius is dealing with whoever their companion is on this. So please, clarity, guidance, and grace for them. Heart, throat, third eye, crown. What's going on the inside here? The moon. Cloudy with a chance of meatballs, vegan or otherwise, all right? So there may be something cloudy. Now, I will say you have 2 major arcana cards here, both very divine feminine. You've got essentially Mother Earth and Mother Moon here, Mawu and Yemaya, Yemaya and Orisha. So, you know, you're going to have to really pay attention to your emotions here. That seems to be a through line, right? Essentially, a water major arcana, the moon, 3 of Cups, and then that hopefully unconditional love and creativity going on in your work. But things might be cloudy, but the intuition is huge. This may not necessarily be seen readily through the third eye. When it is a major arcana card, heart, throat, third eye, crown, it's all 4 chakras unified in that vibe, not fire, earth, air, or water, all of them together. So yeah, you might very well be getting visionary intuition, right, coming in through the 8th chakra, hitting heart, throat, third eye, crown, but perhaps needing a companion or calling in a companion or dealing with a companion relationship here where perhaps the trust isn't exactly where it could be, or at least you're feeling that way. Pay attention to that. And maybe then as a priest, priestess, you're bringing your emotions into a more bonded way here, facilitating a commitment, like maybe renegotiating the terms of the companionship in your career, and that really giving way to a lot of beautiful fertility and unconditional love here in your work on the inside. I like it. Let's look at the outside. The masculine dynamic, the mythic tarot does the lower 3 chakras, the physical world. From the outside looking in at you, you on the inside looking out at someone, person, place, or thing. In the outer world, lower 3 chakras dominate our manage the energy of our relationships in the physical world. Root chakra, groups, tribes, circles of friends, all of that, some of that, more than 3 people or more. Second chakra, one-on-one relationship to another person or thing, like money, which is one energy field, your creativity, your sexuality. Solar plexus, your honor code, your personal power, your relationship to yourself, your boundaries, what you will, what you won't, what you do, what you don't. Read Anatomy of the Spirit by Carolyn Myss. It's all in there, and a lovely side of fries. Let's see what hits the table. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon my gods of air, the sign of Aquarius, powers of the East. 3, Mythic Tarot, please, lower 3 chakra dynamic, face up, one at a time for the Aquarian collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading in their work. They've got the Fool in the 8th, right? Very powerful masculine family archetype, but with the divine feminine of Mawu, the Empress, heart, third eye, crown. What's going on there? Lower 3 chakras. All right, the Queen of Wands, the Leo. This could be dealing actually with someone with Leo energy. Queen of Wands, fixed fire, your opposite sign as an Aquarius, depending on Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus, obviously. But this could also be you. This could also be you putting it out there, right? Putting your focus, shining your light at full capacity. Creativity, good fortune, 5th house dynamic of Leo energy. Certainly, this is a more dominant thing, but I also will say, being a Leo rising myself, with that Fool archetype, there is that fearlessness, that courage, that bravery, and I feel like if you're externalizing the Empress on the inner to the outer as the Queen of Wands, that could be a lot of fun. Leo is a very, very fun sign, even if it's not your sun sign. Maybe it is. All right, my gods, in their career, the priest archetype in the 8th, 3 of Cups, bonding, make new friends, keep the old, one is silver, the other gold. Maybe there is a reshuffling here of companions and sidekicks and partners along the way. What's going on, lower 3 chakras? Please clarify. Page of Cups, a time of inner reflection to receive that cup of love to yourself. Now, pages don't have a zodiacal correspondent to me. Well, the water signs, right? That would be Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, so much as they are all of them. This is Narcissus. Now, that's where we get the word narcissist from. It is a Greek myth. I highly recommend people read the myth before they go too deep into the psychological and spiritual things being said about the narcissist archetype. Mysticism is narcissistic, but it's a healthy one. It is self-reflection. There is such a thing as healthy narcissism. Carolyn May says mysticism at the beginning is a narcissistic experience because you're trying to create your reality. You're trying to heal yourself, to connect to the divine for yourself, but then for it to be shared, to be explored, to be expanded. Thanks, guys, for the assonance. The Page of Cups. There is a need of self-reflection here, and again, we're seeing a somewhat dominant water element here with the Moon, with the 3 of Cups, with the Page of Cups. Only 1 fire, and 2 major arcanas, but let's see. Last card of this 3. My gods, they have the companion archetype in the 8th of their vocation with the Moon, Yemaya, on the inner, which there might be very strong magnetic pulls, but they may not be able to see where they're going. And Aquarians usually don't like that. They like the stratosphere. They like to see things from the Google Maps POV. So what do you got for them? Lower 3 chakras. The Lovers. Yeah, there is a life-changing decision on the table here. And now 3 major arcana out of 6 tarot cards. So we are looking major arcana dominant, the Lovers, the Moon, and the Empress. This is a big deal. The Lovers card is so very rarely about romance, in my personal experience from readings, not just for myself, but for clients. It's about making a life-changing decision. That's why it's often Adam and Eve in traditional tarot. Here we are looking at Athena, Aphrodite, and Hera at the Judgment of Paris. Paris is a guy. Okay? It involves a wedding and a golden apple. This is the most beautiful goddess on earth. Read the myth. It started the Trojan War because Paris chose Aphrodite to hand the apple to, that he would receive the most beautiful woman in the world as his wife. Helena Troy. Didn't go well. Didn't go well, but was necessary. It's about making the most Aphrodite, Athena, Hera choices you can make, the most loving, wise, empowered decisions that you can make here. But with cloudy and a chance of meatballs, vegan or otherwise here, your CBD meatballs, whatever you're doing, in terms of who you're companioning with, there might be a change of direction here. Is the companion that pops into your mind here and there, where there might be some misuse, some betrayal of confidences going on there, is that something that needs a major life decision on, either to go all in or get all out? And there are probably some other options in there as well. But you gotta go in. You gotta go in and feel what you're feeling for this person, and maybe even get with that priest archetype that they are inspiring me, right? I am helping here. This is a soul contract of some form. But I still see you shining here. Honestly, I have to say, in terms of the healing leverage, so far we still got 4 more cards to hit the table. I'm going to say that right now the leverage is in your career, particularly because that Page of Cups allows you to reflect inward, right? To take the time necessary. Let's see. We've got the Healing Mantra cards by Matt Kahn here. We're not doing the bookie book on this because these readings are long enough. But I am integrating them into the breath adventures that I do on Patreon, and then here, usually a day or so later. So let's see what hits the table. Breathe. Still point. Yeah, nothing does still point quite like fixed air Aquarius, as I call upon the Ascended Masters of life purpose through the lenses of work, career, and vocation, please. 3 cards. face down. Gonna try not to look at them at all until they're all on the table. For the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading, in their work, they got the Fool in the 8th, the Empress, Heart, Third Eye Crown, the Queen of Wands, Root, Sacrum, Solar Plexus. What's the perfect healing mantra to help them bring that into alignment? For their career, in their 8th chakra, they've got the Priest, 3 of Cups on the inner, Page of Cups on the outer, which does actually mean 4 of Cups. If you add them up, I did math, saying that maybe there is some dissatisfaction here, but it's them about being a channel here and facilitating a spiritual commitment. That's an interesting take on with the companion there. So what's perfect healing mantra for the Aquariums there? And in their vocation, they've got the companion archetype in the 8th, the Moon, maybe having no idea intellectually what to do, but following the guidance, the grace throughout the clouds, but having to make an empowered, wise, loving decision that may not be comfortable if they don't have all the deets, all the facts, the larger picture, because it's hard to see through the clouds, right? So what's their perfect healing mantra for their calling, their vocation, putting this all together? Okay, in your work, you're transforming tragedy. The Fool is hopeful with that. In your career, you are untangling neglect, taking the time to give yourself all the approval you desire. And in your vocation, you're invoking self-realization. Each breath confirms how awake you already are in terms of spiritual waketitude. So transforming tragedy, untangling neglect, and invoking self-realization. Okay, that's from the root chakra up. But from the 8th chakra down, in your vocation, each breath confirms how awake you already are, and you can only focus on your breath, fixed air, Aquarius, by the way, in the present moment in terms of whoever you are dealing with this companion. I do feel like here in the career is your leverage, because untangling neglect is I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Are you in a toxic companion relationship, a business partnership, a friend, a coworker, or maybe even a family member or a lover, right? Where you're not getting the emotional support because they're teaching you how to give it to yourself. Taking the time to give yourself all the approval you desire is an internal reflective process and absolutely clears the spiritual channel. Whatever arises, love that. Great book by Kahn. Highly recommend it. His other 2 books are amazing too. Everything is Here to Help You. The second one is way challenging. The third one I've dipped back into. The Universe Always Has a Plan. This totally makes sense. But in your career, in your work, you've got the Fool with the Empress on the inner, as we said, but with that Queen of Wands on the outer. You're either dealing with a Leo energy or you are presenting as that Leo energy. Loss is my reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. Now, I understand not wanting to necessarily put that out on the front page, right? Some people will post their misery ASAP. But Aquarians tend to be a little bit more pulled back that way. Yes, you guys are the internet. Right? 11th house, interaction with the world as a whole, WHOLE. I'm sure we'd like it to be otherwise sometimes. So that there is perhaps some loss here, but it is a reminder. It's part of the cycles of the sun and moon, the seasons, right? Loss is a reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received, right? I don't really need a tricycle right now. I'm 53 years old. You know, I don't look at things, right? But oh my God, what I would do for a spa day, like not at home, right? You know, manicure, pedicure, facial massage, oh my God, steam room, salt scrub, the whole 9 yards, right? Well, there is always an upgrade to the gifts that we receive. But keeping your sense of humor about this, I love, this is literally saying everything that you need is within you and gestating as the Empress. So really interesting read here. So those are 12 cards, but we're doing 13. Why? Because I have added the newest deck to the Drawing the Circle Productions divination team, the Chakra reading cards by Rachel Sharman, or although she spells it R-A-C-H-E-L-L-E, I should reach out to her and ask her how she wants her name pronounced, but Sharman, C-H-A-R-M-A-N, by Rockpool Publishing. They're long, but it's only one page, and it has an affirmation on it, and I feel like if you can get one chakra and a message to help bring this all into alignment, all the better. Breathe. Still point. As I call upon the higher selves of all involved. 5th dimension and above. 8th chakra and above. What is the chakra message you have for them? The energy reading for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs watching this video, receiving this reading to align their work, career, vocation, all 8 chakras, all 3 levels, fulfilling their role in the divine plan by fulfilling their life purpose, physical, emotional, mental, spiritual, mystical, and helping everyone else on planet Earth as a result, superheroes that they are. Please leave it in my hand. The chakra message for the Aquarians in this timeless work, career, vocation read is card number 29, Spiritual Awakening. Come now. Evoking self-realization, each breath confirms how awake I already am. This is why I make the big bucks and demonetize myself on YouTube. Over on Patreon, taking clients around the world. All right. I believe this is the crown chakra, although it's white. I'm still learning the color coding here. They use a little bit different colors. I'm used to Roy G. Biv with the crown chakra being violet. I do believe in this it is white. It certainly is. Card number 29. Oh, we're almost there. Spiritual Awakening. Let's do this. Breathe. Draw down. Still point. Say it through me. Card number 29, Spiritual Awakening, Crown Chakra. You have pulled this card into your reality today, as it is a powerful time of spiritual awakening. The whole planet and everything on it is waking up slowly from a big sleep. The ancients called it the time of the awakening. Our hearts are opening and expanding to experience a deeper cosmic sense of love and wisdom. This is so Aquarian, it's ridiculous. This time is an important rite of passage for you, and you are walking to a deeper sense of, awaking to a deeper sense of your spiritual being, although I suppose both can be true. Your awareness is expanding, and your connection to the wisdom of the universe is stronger than ever. Sometimes this can be uncomfortable and challenging. However, always remember that through these challenges, you have the ability to grow. You are being asked to let go of anything that is stopping you from experiencing this deep connection at present. Maybe a companion relationship that needs to move on, just saying. Or to bring in a new one, could be both. It is time to discard old beliefs and bring in new ones that support your growth. Make sure to nurture this process by meditating, attending a weekly spiritual group, or reading books that can assist in this powerful process. And group dynamics is 11th house Aquarians. You guys are the internet. You're bringing the world together, but it's neutral. What are you doing with it, Marge? Your vibration and energy is moving to a more refined state of being, and you are currently receiving divine messages and healing, priest, priestess archetype, as you deepen your spiritual awareness. This can mark a great time of change, where what you knew to be true is restructured and a whole new understanding is birthed within you. And I feel like this is really pointing to your heart, their third eye crown dynamic of the priest, 3 of Cups on the inner, Page of Cups on the outer, and untangling neglect. Like, this is your deal. This feels like a solo job. All good things take time, so be patient with this awakening and trust the process, not the easiest thing to do. This card can also indicate that the question you are asking or requiring clarity on with that moon there involving the companion has a big connection to your spiritual growth, and the answers lie within this new spiritual awakening. And here's the affirmation: I embody my ancient wisdom, and I am open to the divine spirit within. This could also absolutely be making a decision about partnering up with somebody. But each breath confirms how awake you already are. So remember, there is no competition in spiritual awakening. I'm more enlightened than you are. My crown chakra is bigger than yours. All right, come on. Enough. We're all one. That is the truth, whether we like it or not. It's but the illusion of separation that colors that. So here's what I'm gonna do for you. I'm gonna sum all of this up in a blessing. It's what I do. I have what's called the grace of prayer. It's in my book, Words of Grace. I've been able to just speak prayer through me. And I was a high priest. I'm not anymore. I eldered. I retired. No thanks. Rather be an artist and a mystic. And then we'll chat a little bit at the end, shall we? Gotta have the the right tool for the job. Last time, still point. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. As I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Aquarian collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, watching this video, receiving this reading, may they be blessed in their spiritual calling, their vocation to embrace their loyalty, tenacity, and unselfishness to the divine if things are really cloudy, but that they pay attention to the intuition that they're getting in terms of their visionary and creative intuition as this life changing decisions more than just a crossroads, a decision that has to be made in the most wise, loving, empowered way possible, while they invoke their own self-realization, each breath confirming how awake they already are, in order to bring them into the alignment with that 8th chakra in their career, with the priest-priestess facilitating spiritual commitments and serving as a channel for spiritual energy, and doing it from a pretty solid emotional 3 of Cups place. Some sort of emotional bonding going on there, but in self-reflection. Maybe bringing themselves that sense of emotional bonding as they untangle neglect. Taking the time to give themselves all the approval they desire. And that can very much look like, oh my God, you kicked ass on that. That was great. I love you. Being their own cheerleader here. If they are not getting that from the outside world, they're being taught how to untangle the wounds of neglect. And may they do that, taking the time to give themselves all the approval they desire, so that in their work they can fearlessly reveal their emotions, helping others and themselves laugh at the absurdity and hypocrisy that often comes from seeing things from the GPS point of view, how ridiculous this all is, considering what a teeny tiny planet this is in an ever-expanding universe, with the Empress inside of them, Mawu. All of the queens as one in the tarot within them, all that fixed energy, all of that focused energy, that unconditional love, the mother, the wife, the Empress there, and certainly it feels like they're out picturing that a little bit much for most people, letting their light shine at full capacity, but being very determined, but having a good time with it, with that Fool archetype there. And it's helping them transform tragedy, not by escaping the emotions, but by embracing that loss is their reminder that more room has been made for greater gifts to be received. And the gifts that are being received come as a result of their spiritual awakening, which everyone is in a process of. Even Melchior, even my kitty cat, even the plants, everybody is evolving and growing and awakening from the illusion of the dream of separation into the reality, the higher reality of unity, which is what Aquarians are all about. Harmony and understanding, sympathy and trust abounding. No more falsehoods or derision, golden living dreams of vision, mystic crystal revelation, and the mind's true liberation, Aquarius. Yeah, I just wrote that. It's called Hair. So may they be blessed with the humor, the guidance, the grace, the love, power, and the wisdom to fulfill their life purpose, or at least to bring these chakras into alignment so that they can do what they came here to do, to be the channels of guidance, grace, love, wisdom, and power. Y'all sent them here to be as Aquarians for their well-being and for the well-being of all, and with harm to none, as we will it. So let it be done. So would it be, and so it is. It's a little lighthearted, kind of, sort of. So did you like it? Hit the thumbs up, like it. Want more of me? Subscribe on YouTube. You want to come play? Come play on our Patreon. I stream there every morning with coffee, usually in a bathrobe with semi-bedhead. I try and clean it up before I do. Humans, heroes, witches, immortals, gods, goddesses, and angels coming at the time of this recording on Monday. So have at it. I love you. I love you. I love you. Love you. Want a private reading? Video in the description box. Booking a reading with Mal. I hope you will check it out. I'm reading people from all over the world and having a field day. Talk about an Aquarius viberino for you all. So wishing you all the very best and the very blessed in your work, career, vocation, life fulfillment. My beloved Aqualungs, my beloved Aquariums. I love you. Hail, farewell, and blessed, blessed be.